that many hours of energy. I was considering what to do with this mine worm, and also over by Oceans too with the terraforming. I was looking at that. I had paused and take a moment to catch my breath. If I had just pulled that back to the forest, I was thinking about it, the mine worm would have certainly attacked. Tiny, tiny chance it would have killed the rover. And I wouldn't have gotten the benefits from attacking anyway. So I'm not getting planet pearls in those worms, pretty much no matter what. I am not going to bombard again, because if this disengages, it'll just, yeah, move back and heal again. But most likely, it'll win, and bombarding will just reduce the already small chance of getting veterancy. Instead, I'm going to go hunting for the Isle of the Deep that dropped this thing off in the first place, and try and reach that colony, that unipod if I can. So,
Terraform complete.
And there we go with that condenser. Boom, boom. You know what? I forgot about this. Oh no, if I don't work the minerals, I will have a mineral shortfall. Never mind. Even though the energy goes to waste, need the minerals. In fact, I'm a little behind in terraforming around here. Could use another one of these farm mines for World Food Program, for instance, though. I mean, the forest does fine. It's still producing 9 nutrient surplus. Could do this. Does weird things with the energy. And come 5 a year. This actually messes with the 5 year commerce elsewhere by redirecting it. Let's see. Laboratory status F2. Tech turn 14. Huh. Okay. So it's not reducing commerce. It does make the Morganates a little wealthier, but the minerals allow me to rush the former next turn. They'll then be stuck working more minerals. It's probably a good investment. This base will not be in a golden age anymore. But it will, let's say, run a doctor, which actually I could do just to grow it a little faster. In which case it'll be growing size 8, 6, so it'll be 48 nutrients to grow. Yeah, I'll only waste 1 nutrient if I do 7. It'll take 7 turns and be 1 surplus, and the last turn I'll actually, when it's getting to 48, probably want to run a doctor instead of one of the forests. Although that will stick me in a mineral shortage, so I may have to reassign a rover or something. I could do that now, actually, with, let's see. Maybe the transport can go get support somewhere else. I guess. So that or one of numerous. Whatever. It'll grow. What am I saying? It'll grow and I'll work on the condensers next. If anything, it'd be 8 nutrient surplus next turn. Because I think I get the yields right off. I just don't get to choose what gets worked. if it works the way I think. And that'll be 6 turns to get to 48. And I'll have to actually... shoot, still somehow get into a golden age, which means I'll have to run a doctor for a turn. It's... oh well, I'll figure that out later when I'm gonna change support on. Actually, if I run democracy, this is gonna go down to mineral neutrality. Yeah. If I can't, I'd be dumb not to. Golden Age, I'll just have to figure out. Oh, I could not run the nutrient resource for a turn. Though if I'm working that, I'd be 4, I'd have a nutrient shortfall. Versus I'm able to reach 48, I'd reach 45, and then minus 4, and then 49. Yeah, oh well. We'll see. And if Golden Age would always save 8 nutrients. Doctor and democracy planned would be a pop boom without the fact that doesn't work in the original EXE, only now in Crossfire. Anyways, World Food Program has a former done. This will eventually be overgrown by forest and just become a standard forest tile, as will this. Oh, actually gain the forest belt. It's gonna... I haven't actually planted any forest to do the growing yet. Maybe on this tile. Flat and rainy. Seems like a nice place for a forest. It's running to build base. You can have forests under bases. I don't know if they... I think they don't provide the defense bonus any longer. I don't think they have... I don't know if they still slow movement. But the benefit is that forest can then spread out the base tile. So it's a trade-off. Sometimes you want it. Sometimes you don't. A forest under a base. But either way. Boom. 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 And they just finished removing the fungus. So neither of these formers is doing anything, it looks like. I think you made a terraforming complete message, but yeah, the fungus is gone. Farm first, then a mine, I guess, or mine. Here's a nice little tile I can work. Yeah, the energy does nothing here. No, then I couldn't rush the former. The game might try and work this tile next. Yeah. I can figure it out next turn. I may actually want to recalculate stuff with... Alright. Damage Scout Patrol? How'd this get damaged? I don't remember. So go back here, and the transport can get it to World Food Program a turn sooner. Guard until then. Oh yeah, it got damaged attacking Mine Worm. That's right. That's bloody right. That's rolling rainy, right? Which means I could actually swap it off. Next turn, help mountain command grow. Grow, grow, grow. Just needs to produce one more nutrient. So probably instead of that farm. There we go. Why do I want to get through here so bad? Do it next turn. Should hunt for mine worms. Ooh. Speak of the devil. Should definitely attack with the scout patrol. It's close to repair. Oh, our scout patrols performed admirably and achieved Harn's death. Nice. Maybe I start, yeah. I'll want to get to the site for the colony. The reason why is you do want to defend colonies when they're size 1 because a mine worm attack can wipe them out. Once they're size 2, usually it's better to just leave them unguarded. Even if they lose some pops to mine worms, it's usually more expensive to guard them. Keep in mind especially that you can stick a scout patrol on a base to guard it, and it could still lose the mine worms. So risk averaged. If you could guarantee defensive success, you'd actually want to guard the bases. But given that victory in defense is not guaranteed, and putting multiple scout patrols means even more support costs, usually better just not defending the bases, especially when the mine worms are small. Then the chance, well, yeah, because one of the advantages is that you can attack the mine worms and get some planet pearls if you can see them when they're bigger. Maybe you've cut fungus background bases, then you want to guard the base also at that point, please. But yeah, small bases aren't always worth guarding. Large, well-developed ones are. Here's a uni rover. Boom. Boom. It was probably going to get bounced, but if it didn't, tiny chance of finding mine worms, which other rovers could then attack. Here, I got a nice river forest tile. Sweet. Someday when the efficiency is higher, that'll be a very nice tile. Yeah. Knowing that forest condensers are not amazing tiles until you get tree farms does change my view of it a little bit. Even so, I was thinking here I'd put a condenser here, forest here, which means the condenser eventually get overgrown. Probably another condenser here and here to get some condenser farms on rolling terrain where it's actually more worthwhile because you get minerals. If you put a forest on a rolling terrain, you're only getting one mineral instead of two. But forest all the flat terrain basically, including the condenser eventually. I need a condenser to make this arid terrain moist again for the farms. And the condenser here will make it rainy eventually. So that's probably a terraforming plan around oceans too. The extra land I dug up eventually give more space for forests, though if I'd known the rainfall patterns would change the way they did, it wouldn't have raised the terrain because it actually kind of hurt me. These tiles are moist now, they're arid. Well, these tiles don't have fungus, they're just flat and getting rolling terrain. Even made it so I had to go more roundabout path with the transport. So long term it'll pay off, but long term I'll get more productive base. It won't actually pay off with the opportunity costs. Oh shoot, this video has been going on for a while. Shoot, I guess I can cut it in half. I'd also maybe cut in half some of my ranting about politics that must drive some of you insane. I'm assuming it's a limited dose thing if you guys get a little bit. I mean, I mean to include comments here and there and getting worse about doing it in a way that's clever and not bothersome. Watching how unhinged politics are coming in the US right now, I'm annoyed. I wanted to say things and point out we got where we were because, well, our starting assumptions were so terrible. In the US, which is to say, people automatically bought into the whole Cold War propaganda, socialism is evil, and as a result of that, when capitalism eventually destroyed itself, people would not turn to socialism, so they're turning to fascism, which is what Trump is. So, I don't know. But my being irritated that people are so dumb and they let themselves be so easily manipulated by those power will not change the fact things suck. Will not change at all. This server should probably go here and patrol this server. In the long run, that'll pay off. Gotta patrol rivers because the rivers don't get bounced. So I think you can only patrol mountains you would successfully move into tiles. So that means a 2/9 chance for rover, 1/9 chance for an infantry moving to normal xenofungus tiles because whereas rovers it's 1/9 per river tile and they can do easily 3 in a turn. Wait, when did the forest grow here? I swear that's new. Well, not new, but it's happened at some point I missed. I know it's not because I worked this last turn. But, yeah. No mine worms of that rover. Shoot, I probably should have. Explore with the scout patrol first, because it could have if Scout Patrol had found something first, it could have had rover with still more than one movement attack, and I mean it would still be able to patrol for more worms. Maybe it doesn't matter. Anyways, I shouldn't take too many risks of worms spawning, the Scout Patrol dying, and the other rovers suffering collateral damage when attacked. It's dumb. As well as one of them dying. Alright, well I know for sure I want this to do a farm there. Forced into farm. So that I get 5 minerals, forced agency, and I mean it's where I'm going to build a base, so not losing any production from it. That's a flat, moist tile, which I normally want to have a forest if I wasn't going to put a base there. Let's see. This turn it can't do anything. Yeah, so when this has 9 minerals, the chop will finish and it'll go right up to 14. So it will save 1 turn again the colony pod. Could have saved 2 if I had had the transport out here and screwed that up. I moved it all the way down here for some dumb reason. Forgot what I was up to, what I had planned. Civil rights. Getting the support from civil rights. Here from headquarters. This does involve slight risks. I want to having this, and it's turned here instead of here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it can patrol more river tiles that way each turn. I'm going to split these stacks. And boom. Why is it showing the... whatever. Next turn the transport can go here and the Scout Patrol can join in. This is so I can have Scout Patrol here. Designated defender. Of rovers that end their turn. There. I'll let this turn in a fungus tile. Slight risk, just so I can roll more times for that. That's what I'm hoping for. Alright, attack with the discipline rovers, because I really want to wean off the least disciplined troops or level them up. It's not really worth the support costs otherwise. It's still got a move left. Boom, boom, boom. Killing an Alluvio Council. Got a rover. Just one rover here, which is already moved. And if it gets tapped, it can disengage, which is always cool to do.
Indigenous life forms.
Boom. Probably shouldn't have taken that risk, but oh well. Or it paid off. The more rovers you have on patrol, the less likely. The riskiest one is always the last to patrol, because you can find a mine worm, lose, and then you'll get attacked instead of attacking after. So there's a kind of economy of scale of having like 7 rovers patrol River Valley, which is what I should be doing here instead of all this obnoxious covering the map with rovers spam. Though this river is, well, it's closer to Spartan border than that. Let's try and hurry the formers and get. I guess I want the scout patrol, just go there. Transport to stay where it is because I want to get the form. No, because if I hurry in there, they can load here and this can go here. And the former still gets full turn on the borehole. There's no way to not spend at least 1 turn moving the former here. Transit, so 3rd former in the borehole, get it done even faster. Though the other tells us to improve. Oh, I'll think about it. Anyhow, I definitely want this transport to go help with all this stuff. Formers, colony pod, stuff to do there. Slow protein south. Through the vase. Support from here, it doesn't cost minerals, but clutters this screen a tiny bit. It's still a ton of probe teams. I don't think probe teams can cause pacifism drones when in free market, but if that's the case, that's also a reason not to have them all on one base, especially a large one that's already got a harder time dealing with drones. Modern Agency doesn't even have a rec commons yet, and it doesn't have any drones. Alright. does this look like the probe team went? Oh, it came from Hydrology Council. It's like, Formers. Formers everywhere. Right. I might end up going democracy as force is done. Even if I don't. Boom. That's smarter. I can hurry the formers in turn. Yeah, and probably end up doing democracy and decreasing the nutrients to growth by another 6. So I figure slightly delay stuff for the former turns. Slightly delay 2-1 for Sis. Although, no, I'm being dumb. I'll look at it later, but in this case, it's. I really do need democracy soon. Just need to find a Mountain Command and Oceans too. Those are the way. Scout patrols. Places where I really have to reassign. Wiring agency can support another. It's about to grow too. Yeah, it can support another scout patrol. Civil rights though. I actually need a police unit. They're going to be size 5, so it's starting to get to be where I want to defend them. They'll be size 5 here too, though. Oh yeah. Just send this rover north once I... There is a little mine worm hunting this general area. Oh, I don't bloody know. I don't know. Or yes, maybe. I don't know. Can you repeat the question? It's a Malcolm in the Middle theme. Sorry if that's annoying to some of you. You know, I don't have anything in this area. If my worm wriggles out of this fungus, I may actually want to intercept it because I do not want the alien artifact headquarters attacked or a base this big. It's not worth having police just for that purpose, but let's see. 5 times 40 nutrients. Mainly I just need this to get support from somewhere. Oh, yeah, it should be a monitoring agency. Almost for certain. Reason for that is because then I'm going to want it to hunt mine worms again once it's gotten support. My agency is better positioned to do that over here anyways. collaborate here and get this done sooner. It's going to be a condenser farm. Which make this a rainy tile. Not two, I suppose, but probably this can be a mine. As well as this a rainy. Either one of them could have done, but the formers are closer here, and the condenser is a higher priority for growth. Another mine the second, I think. Alright. So if that get Ocean Institute out of its mineral slump, then Mountain Command just needs to lose a scout patrol. Either one dies, hunting mine worms, exploring, getting attacked. Or I switched one support.
Bot recovered.
Alien artifact. Nice. And it automatically loads into the unifoil. This is why it's nice to hit those with transports instead of military ships. Start bringing it back to here. I might position it here, so if I need to unload on land in a hurry, if I see like Isle of the Deep, better risk it on land than lose it for sure. Let's see. Anyways, to explore or not to explore? That is the question. Not really. Oh yeah, and I can pass off the artifact, take it by land with a bunch of escort, and get it to this thing instead of there. That's really slow foil, and that'll allow it to keep exploring. Alright. Boom. So next turn, this scout patrol can go here, and this can go here. I can unload the artifact onto land. Works for me. Meanwhile, that keeps exploring. All these transports, all these nuts, these transports. Do I double stack these? Or yeah, I'll put a scout patrol here. I'm getting ready to set up a convoy of transports to minimize the time this artifact to sea, where it'll unload here, boom, boom, then load onto transport here, which will pass it to this one, which will very quickly get back to Ocean Institute, or at least to the land it's on. Kind of like overloading the engines or something, or the reactors. These are nuclear-powered ships. Having the crew sail day and night, losing sleep to whatever, make sure that alien artifact makes it back before something kills one of the transports. not going to be working this tile for a while. If I just got early to work on the forest. Yeah. Pop growth is very valuable for very small bases. Condenser. I'll create a 3 nutrient tile in itself for a while, but I'll also make the farms 2 nutrient tiles for the mineral. Energy here. I should put an echelon mirror at the one at the top of the hill. I was going to put a bunch of solar panels in the lowlands. Farm solar panels. I did that here, and, well, just 2. The mirror would instantly get this up to its 2 energy cap. This would already be 2 energy. Devotion ensues some energy production. Alright, no isles in the deep there, good. Oh. Here I was messing with this. Got a... Oh, this base is actually going to need to lose support of something. Given that, well, no, it's going to grow. Work another forest. Be a +3, +2 with democracy. +1 with that. Yeah, either ways, these scout patrols will stay put for now. You can head west when they're fully healed and get to this landmass. Alrighty then. Probe team, not even a slow one, full speed. High speed. High speed, no drag. For played Command and Conquer Generals, there's a type of supersonic bomber says that. Also, high speed is a reference to, if any of you've ever spent any time around Army cadets, U.S. Army, high speed is a nickname for people who are especially competent or intelligent. Everyone wanted to be considered a high speed cadet, although you could not really name yourself one. You know, reputation of being competent. That's what I hoped to be when I was Army, to see as competent, because I hope to be a competent officer and save some young dipshits' lives who get sent to these imperialist wars the U.S. is always doing through competent leadership. And you never really choose what the Army assigns you to, but I've been thinking military intelligence, which is infamously incompetent. So, I don't know, bringing my intellect to that. For those watching this, you're probably like, this guy isn't that smart. Trust me, I was extremely intelligent before I got long COVID. It's made me a lot dumber. Yeah, it does look like it costs 2 to move into a forested base. Wonder if I can destroy the enhancement to destroy that forest. make eco damage situation worse. Probably just better with a road here, since one road, one force, they cancel each other out in eco damage, but unless the road tile is being worked, in which case it's whatever. It also takes a move or two to destroy a forest, even if I could do it on a base tile. It is instantaneous, though.
Indigenous life forms.
More mine worms. Let's give this disciplined. No, actually, this one. This rover. One of them. Yeah, because if it fails, this one is closer to repair, maybe? Sort of. Not really, since they would go this way. This also serves a useful purpose of kind of comboing rovers through the fungus and even probe teams. Might have decent mineral production at headquarters, so I can support more farmers. Alright, I'll attack with this one. As long as it doesn't die. Chief Taran status. Nice. It's out of moves now, but it can still convoy other rovers through. That is, prevent them from being bounced. Like this, we get risk of bounce, but this won't. And then I won't be able to patrol that tile, so. Boom. Soon discipline will already be the one selected to defend, which is good. If attacked. So many rovers. Repairs. I'm just gonna. I'm pretty sure it's optimal and will definitely make it easier to handle the rovers. I'm just gonna concentrate them all on this rover. Patrol up and down the fungus. I'm pretty sure that'll actually get me more mine worms, and it'll definitely make this unit management way simpler if they're all just doing the same thing. So figuring out what's the best move for each rover with a different starting position, and you can see how it gets messy very easily.
Indigenous life form.
Cool. This will definitely be the one to attack. This is not blocking the river fungus tile. Cool. I know it was. That would have been bad if it lost a move. Oopsie daisy. Whoops. Wish there was some easy visual marker for which rivers it moved and which hadn't. Alright. Hmm. Boom. That should be enough to protect against most random worms that come around here. Enough of that Kachita worm hunting. Alright. What? Something could come out of this fungus. Could just go that way. Righty then. Let's go through here. Basically, getting the rover through the fungus. Get ye to mine worm hunting. Repairs. Bounce, that's fine. It's gonna go there next turn to get to the river.
Indigenous life forms.
Ooh. Cool. Ooh. Ah. Special. I don't want to attack with the veteran rover, but there's nothing else around that can fight. Everything else is moved. At least the odds are in my favor. Ah, commando status. Nice. Getting closer to having some elite rovers. Hmm. Since defensive side combat favors the attacker, we've got disciplined on a higher level rover stat, and saying the disciplined is designated defender. Alright. Well, that does increase the risk of collateral damage, obviously. Bounce. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Chose to risk the bounce. The chance of finding a mine worm was maybe not the smartest move, actually. Oh well. This way to get out of the fungus. Shoot. Could have prevented this thing from risking a bounce. Well. Clearly, I'm exhausted. Not thinking super clearly. Making mistakes. Haven't gotten punished really for any of them yet, but it's only a matter of time. Zoro's with third movement. We'll just... Oh. No, because I need something to go. Boom. So this won't get bounced. Oh no, I could have gone through here. Oopsie daisy. Oh. Stacking too many units. Especially in fungus where the defenders are almost certain to lose. Not a good idea. Probably. Colonel Corazon on channel 2, so she can see my probe team. Switch to main view screen. Hello again, your running force remain a force to be reckoned with. Greetings. Were you aware my hate enemy, academician Zarkov at the university now spends most time trying out new ways to exterminate our species? Let's join forces and put an end to his unethical methods. Tempting, although this will hurt my integrity, but no. I'm much more worried about the Spartans. Certainly not. Zarkov is my friend. Friendship is a strong one, Commissioner Wall. Long may it remain so. Oh yeah, she's gonna betray me. She's gonna betray me. Why can I ask her to call for vendetta? She's not at war with anyone. She has contact with the believers, though. And the university, apparently. I could try and piss her off. I have zero interest in that. Righty then. I could do this. Our probe team is linked to the Spartan network and is awaiting instructions. Incite drone riots. Procure research data. No, thank you. Drain energy reserves. All useful stuff, but probably the first thing I want is infiltration. Researching polymorphic software. Ooh, nice. And she is, she's in vendetta with the university, of course. Now this is really, and she might waste some of her naval units fighting the university. This is not terrible for me. She might build naval units because she's at war with them, and then my navy, which is probably much bigger than hers, will just crush her navy in force. She won't have nearly enough. I mean, with navy, because of long range fire and they're not being collateral damage at sea, having superior numbers is a huge advantage, even more on land. The fact she's doing polymorphic software is very nice, though. It means I can steal that when she techs it and build artillery, which will really help with attacking our bases. And it'll also help with dealing with mine worms, because I can artillery bombard them before I fight them, making mine worm hunts far more cost effective. Except for the fact that the artillery costs support. I find fewer mine worms. Well, no, I can actually find mine worms with artillery. They can still patrol a river. That's right. Well, I technically can't kill as many. I find far fewer than I could kill anyhow. So it's probably worthwhile. I have to think about it, though.
Mission accomplished.
Probe team has been promoted. And this should give me permanent infiltration on this one base. I didn't check if I could see what was in the garrison just being adjacent to it, though, which I probably should have. That's a lot of impact squads. And she's doing a synth metal garrison, which is smart. The drone riots before kind of explained she had to, probably the base grew, and then she needed to work a doctor. She's going to go another pop. It's just going to be another doctor. And then she's going to grow another pop. Which is just going to be, she's just growing doctors. I mean, this is librarian difficulty. So beyond 3 doctors. She is getting net psych, but she's not going to have nutrients for that. I suppose she has nothing better to do other than not working one of these tiles and working a technician instead, which is iffy. I guess it makes sense. She gets planetary council votes for having the doctors, even if they're otherwise useless, until she gets things that improve base happiness, like I don't know what. Rec commons, if she would actually build one. Anyways, no defensive troops whatsoever. That's the thing. So if I attack this base with recon rovers right now, I could just massacre these impact infantry. The synth metal garrison, not great, but it still only trades 1-to-1, or slightly better because it's got a defense bonus in cities bases. But I overwhelm the one synth metal unit, and the impact infantry fall easy. And if I attack with even a laser squad of my own, it's even odds of their garrison. So, cool. I think the probe team. Oh, yeah, just got returned to nearest base. Oh, and I can see what she's working on. Even the bases, oh, I can zoom to the mall now. That's interesting. Okay, so I did infiltrate all our bases. I'm new to this probe team stuff, so. Let's see, 3, 4, 5. All our bases are just impact infantry. And I mean an impact rover. Bunker 118. She's got a colony pod somewhere, so she's not completely crushing her own economy to militarize. And she probably has. Yes, she definitely has other bases down here in Cape Storm. I just haven't spotted them yet, so I'll have to scout them out. With my other probe teams. Cool. I think this is a good point to cut this. The video's already getting cut in two. I have good names for them. Planning, preparing for planned, like planned economy. I like puns. I like alliteration. Since it's not a pun, but I like alliteration in the titles of my videos. Sometimes puns. And first probe action. That's probably what I'll call these videos. Am I clever? No, not really. But, you're watching it, viewers, so hopefully you're getting something out of it. I don't know. I do not know. This lake would actually be the easiest way to get there. Would it? No, now we have to pass through fungus once here. Although I know there's a mine worm around. I could just go around. It's much safer. Yeah, I'll just go around. Fungus, why not? Alright, well anyways, I'm gonna cut it here. Hope you folks enjoyed this video. Take care of each other. Be kind yourselves. May you always find a guiding star leading home. Until next time, it's Northstar. Adieu, and best luck.